You're now tuning into the Who and How Club with your host, Arys Dejan.
If you're listening to the Who and How Club for the first time, I want you to understand that this is the third version of an idea that I had in my mind that I brought to life. What I'm about to say, I hope it doesn't come across as if I've never believed in myself or I never thought that the show would get to the point that it's at today. But the fact of the matter is, the thought of your 50th episode of your podcast that you just created in your one-bedroom apartment seems pretty far-fetched. But here we are. Episode 50. Now, the only thought that's in my mind is what the next 50 episodes are going to look like for this show. If you listen back to previous episodes, I've mentioned many accomplishments that I've made throughout, the beginning of this program. But episode 50 was a continuous topic spoken about on majority of my episodes. And now that we're here, all I'm doing is plotting and planning for the next 50. To celebrate the 50th episode, which I recorded a day before my 32nd birthday, I invited two special people that mean a lot to me. I call them the council. Us three make the council. These individuals have been my counsel throughout many times, many trials and tribulations throughout my life. I've gone to these individuals for not only advice, but guidance. Guidance on life, guidance on how to be a man, guidance on relationships, guidance in the industry. And when it came to hip hop and music and creating art, their perspectives meant more to me than they ever knew. So I felt that it was only right to celebrate the 50th episode and cheers with my counsel as we talk about many, many, many different things. We incorporated my event series structure into this episode, but it was more like a freestyle episode. So I want to say shout out to Carlos and Dave, and I want to say to all of you, thank you once again for helping this show be the show that it is and to become, something really great that allows people to just, share pieces of themselves and their stories, and we figure out, who people are and how they became the who's that they are today. Enjoy the episode, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long one, and we'll talk. Thank you. All right.
You sure?
Yeah, we good. We don't need to hear it. We could just start it off.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Who and How Club. It's your boy Arys Dejan checking in on April 25th, the day before my birthday. It is a special day because we have finally reached the milestone that I've been speaking about on probably every episode since I started this show, which is episode 50. Now, one might say that every time I speak about this milestone, you would think like, oh, I didn't believe in myself or believe that the show would get here, but it's just a bit unimaginable because it's taken a lot of hard work, a lot of patience, a lot of time and energy. And I'm just happy that we're finally here. That's why I always talk about it. It's like I've been very, very antsy when it comes to getting to this number today. So I thought that it would only be right that I have two gentlemen that, they've been on the show before in the past, and they mean something to me. So I just thought that we would celebrate as a crew tonight to just talk about, this milestone and this accomplishment of mine, because you guys are people that I've learned from. I think conversations that I've had with you guys have kind of pushed me to keep going as well. So I felt like it was only right to have you guys on the show. So if you want to introduce yourselves to the people.
I am Carlos Suarez, or WizKid or no, actually, so many names. But yeah, just Carlos Suarez, man. Just my friends call me Carlos.
1/3 of the council.
1/3 of the council.
I'm Dave, aka Trendy Dave. Dave Trendy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold the mic.
You can't hear me?
People won't be able to hear you. But yeah, go ahead, Dave.
And yes, I'm Dave. Trendy Dave, aka Dave Trendy.
Yes, Dave, for those who listen to the show and watch the show, Dave has been on the show before. Carlos was on the show a while back in the inception of the whole Who and How Club setup and stuff like that. So we've been in this space before talking together, and we're here once again, but we're at episode 50. I think that episode was like episode 5 or something at the time.
Wow.
So
Nice.
isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's a nice milestone, my brother.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, sticking with me through it, So Dave is also a member of the council. So I wanted to introduce the council to the world because, like, for the past many, many years since I've been young, like, you guys have kind of been my council, you know what I'm saying? Like, anytime I needed advice or, like, conversations on hip-hop or guidance in this industry and stuff like that, like, I would turn to you guys. Pretty much, so automatically you're like the council, But it just felt right, like with so much wisdom in this trio, in this, like this triangle here. It just the name just fit, you know what I mean? But what does like being wise mean to you guys? Like, did you ever think that like growing up you would be the wise person? Do you look at yourself as a wise person?
Far from.
A man of wisdom?
Hell no.
Far from.
Why is that though?
I have so much to learn. I could tell you some things, but I have a lot to learn.
So do I.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm just trying to get by, man.
But wise people teach and they learn at the same time. Like a wise person is never at his or her end, right?
Yeah, hopefully you are learning from the stuff that happens to you, and you could move forward with that. But like none of us are really at that stage where we're like wise.
Yeah.
Then what's all of this? This is wisdom at its finest, no?
I guess that's just a beard, though. It's just a cool looking beard. That's all.
Well, regardless, you guys are being modest. I know that I've learned a lot. I know that a lot of conversations that we have are either. I wish. I'm high already, and I don't smoke, right? But. We've shared a lot of deep stuff and stuff like that, and we talk about a lot, and we're planning on some big stuff that the people are going to be introduced to very soon. So again, introducing you guys on this episode means more than just a conversation. So with that said, we're usually very structured on the show, but tonight we're just gonna kind of freestyle it and do something different. So for those who have been to the Rampage events, we kind of incorporate these random topics and stuff like that in our deep conversations that we have in our circles. So we're going to introduce that component onto the show tonight, and everybody in the room has added their own topics, anonymously of course, and I'm going to pick a couple. I'm going to pick one. Everyone's going to pick one, and we're just going to say our topics out loud, and then we'll start the conversation from there. So if you're on live right now and you're listening, or if you're gonna hear the show in the next week or so, if you hear anything that resonates with you, that triggers you, feel free to touch base with us about that, and we could carry on with the conversation. Do you guys want to say anything before we start?
No, I'm good to go.
Yeah?
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Alright, so everybody could choose a topic. And can we just cheers too?
For sure. Let's do that first.
Let's do a cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to 50.
Congratulations, man. 50.
Thank you, sir.
It's a milestone.
Feel free to press the button.
What?
Listen.
Huh?
50.
Oh, yes. There you go, the hand claps.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was also funny though. So we're just playing with the sound effects, people.
That's dope.
But yeah, good looking. Thank you for the congratulations. Cheers to another 50.
Yeah. Cheers to another
Get to
1,000.
100. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna pick the first one. if you guys want to choose one as well, and then we'll go around. We'll see what we got, what kind of topics we got. So one topic that I have, if you got your own, don't say it, by the way. Okay, so the topic that I have is the last good movie you saw. What you got there?
Mine says many variations. No, many. Yeah.
Many variations of what?
I don't know. It's many variations.
You see? So many topics, many variations, I guess.
Yes.
Variations of what you got?
What it means to be a man.
What it means to be a man.
Yeah.
I don't want to go that deep,
That's what I'm saying.
It's a little deep.
but we should go deep. Can we start light though? With the movie?
Let's start light. We'll work our way up.
Alright, we'll work our way up. So,
Yeah.
what's the last good movie you saw?
Justice League.
The Snyder Cut?
Yes, of course. It has to be good.
I
It's
didn't watch
just
that
good,
yet.
bro.
It's just good. No, it explained what the first one was trying to say.
Yes.
In slow mo.
It was good art.
It took long.
Like it was good art, yeah.
It was a long explanation, but it's done.
It took me like
Very
4
good.
days to finish it because I kept falling asleep.
Yeah, I still haven't finished.
It's a good extension, of course,
I
but
watched it 3-4 times. It's pretty good.
yeah, it trumps the first one for sure. Like,
But
whatever.
actually, you know what? That wasn't even my last movie. I'm lying.
What was the last one?
Godzilla versus Kong.
For real, me too.
Yeah, that
It was
my last-
good.
I don't.
I liked it.
It wasn't high art, but it was damn entertaining.
That's exactly what
I have a question because I haven't watched it. I haven't even watched the new like Godzilla's. I watched the Kong one though. But is there like a post credits? Like, is there gonna be a sequel?
Oh yeah, it's a whole universe, man.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
So did they introduce a new monster?
They introduced tons of new monsters.
Who won the battle, Godzilla or Kong?
They get interrupted by
Someone else.
by somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody that we're familiar with, or within that universe,
No, from that universe. Yeah.
like a monster. Like, okay. Damn.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, I liked it. It was entertaining. It felt like back in the days, but more cleaner.
Yeah. Okay, so last movie I watched, I would say was last good movie. Oh, I watched Green Book. Have you watched Green Book?
Yes, I did.
I didn't watch it, but I do enjoy the actor from that movie.
The black actor, or the
No,
Vigo.
Vigo.
Yes, I enjoy both.
I enjoy both, but
They're
I've been
both good.
following Vigo Mortensen for way longer. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but do you know the main Italian bad guy in Sopranos, Carmine?
Yeah.
Remember that actor who played that?
I always forget.
That's him, bro. That's his real fucking story. Never knew.
Who was the same driver in Green Book?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Carmine. Which one was Carmine? The older guy?
The older guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
he's in
dope.
charge of New York and stuff.
You need to tell me. So the guy who was running New York, he was the driver.
Yeah,
What was that? His first job?
I guess. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty
I don't know why
dope.
you keep passing me the weed.
Sorry, my bad.
It's funny every time you do that.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that.
Because I want to.
No, you shouldn't. No,
but
Just rules.
we don't endorse that.
Just rules.
puff, pass. Yeah, no, it's an interesting story. It is based off a true story,
Yeah,
obviously.
that movie is a dope movie.
Yeah, it's not that depressing, like, but it does touch on like, you know, what black artists were kind of facing. No matter how great and big they were and famous and rich, they were still being treated like crap, especially in the South.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
We still need a Green Book right now.
Exactly, yeah. And like it was just showing in the Green Book, it just shows you like the areas that kind of like you can go to and has
Treat you a lot better.
yeah, exactly. But no, they still like made the artist like go use the washroom like off property and in like the outhouse when he's like the main event that people are coming to see. Like
Yeah, it wasn't Frank Sinatra fighting for Sammy Davis to get equal treatment, and that was what, 60s.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, 60s, 50s. Yeah.
So that's the. But I'm watching TV right now. Like I'm watching True Detective, which Mahershala Ali is into. Season 3.
Yeah,
You guys ever watch that one?
Yeah, it was a good season. It was a good season.
Yeah, it was a good
Because I
season.
remember season 2 kind of went south.
Yeah,
The first season was amazing.
first season was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. It doesn't get better than that. And then season 2 with Colin Farrell and them, it kind of went south. But Mahershala Ali kind of brought it back. But the viewership was already down by then. So
Yeah.
It was a writing strike.
Still a good story. Still a good story.
What'd you say?
There was a writing strike. There was a lot
Yes,
of politics
yes,
going
yes,
on.
Yes, there was a writing strike. The writing strike did beat up a lot of shows.
Yes.
Put a lot of shows to sleep. Extended shows for no reason.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, the writer's strike did do a lot of damage.
Yes. You guys good?
I'm
Getting
super
comfortable
good.
or what?
Super good.
Okay. Let's go to the next topic then. I want to talk some deep stuff.
What was the next topic?
It says many variations, but
Styles upon styles upon styles.
Many variations of what? Hip hop? You want to do music? Many variations of music? Or you want to do many variations of life perspectives?
I like that. I like that part. Yeah.
Yeah? What are you feeling? What are you feeling?
Or we could do the hip hop thing. We could talk about too, like, DMX passing recently
For sure.
and like what he meant. Did he mean anything to you guys?
Oh, yeah. Yes, he's a good artist. I love his story. I love his story. He's a good artist.
His story is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like after he passed, like when you look back at his story, like that's when people really cared about the artist that they were pushing for, because we know the issues that DMX had, and they still went and got him every time. Anytime he went missing or anything, they cared to go and look for him and put him to work and just,
Yeah.
like I doubt that happens anymore.
Yeah, that might slowly start happening. Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, a lot of people rate DMX and they love his story. He's a brilliant artist. So it's easy to fall back for it, to go back and help him all the time, because you could see his potential. You could see that, he could get to somewhere that is way beyond where he's at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
They
for sure.
believed in his talent.
Yeah, his talent was really good. And if you follow his story, you'll probably like him even more.
Do you guys feel like hard work like supersedes talent? Or is it talent over hard work?
Oh man, hard work does beat up talent a lot, but you cannot be talent. It's a gift. It's a gift from the Father.
What are your thoughts, Carlos?
Yeah. Hard work usually pays off, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even need to be that talented. You just need to be there.
Just
be
need to
present.
be there, be
In
consistent.
the right spot.
Yeah,
Right.
right spot, right time.
Yeah.
Lazy talent, of course, can will destroy lazy talent any day. But if you have talent and you're disciplined, you're gonna go through the roof.
So what artists would you say are both? Because do you think talent lasts longer than hard work, or is it hard work that lasts longer than talent?
Hard work lasts longer than talent.
Hard work.
But who's both? Which
I don't
artist
know.
could you
Hard-
say is
hard-
both?
They don't even make those anymore.
Hard work
Right?
becomes talent. If you could keep pushing music like that, that becomes a talent.
Yeah.
And your hard work is a talent, and people will respect you for that all day. And
But then what happens when you have a hard worker who's just not talented? But it's their work.
They'll still find a niche.
Yeah.
that is true too.
They'll
I
still
can
find
bring up a
somewhere.
lot of examples, but I might be offending people.
Yeah.
So I'll hold it down.
Yeah.
But there's tons of examples of that. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's tons of examples of that.
Yeah.
Like
we see a lot of
And-
people
and-
who just last 1 year.
And you know what too? When it comes to that, it's perspectives, because you have some people that respect some people to the T because of their hard work and because they're coming up and seeing what they're doing, and they see their work as great work. So and then you have people that's been there before them and see them as, oh, look at this buster coming up, but he works hard. This guy's a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for sure.
So what about the guys who just last a year, guys or girls? Like they're just here for 1 year and they're out.
Yeah,
Is that talent? Is that hard work? Is that the right time?
It's
at the right place? What is that?
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, everybody's getting there.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes.
15 minutes of fame.
If you're chasing it, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, all day.
All right. Next topic.
What does it mean to be a man? Very deep question, but
Yeah, there's tons of perspectives of that, and there's a lot of different ideas of what a man should be.
Huh. Were you growing up? Were you guys ever, like, taught or molded into what the image of a man is supposed to be? Did you have people, whether it was your father or a male mentor, let's say, like trying to tell you, like, yo, a man should be like this?
Of course.
Like, how did you guys learn how to be a man? If you consider yourselves that yet, like,
Well,
just because you're male doesn't mean that you're a man.
it's so true. It's so true. And the older I get, you learn that you still have more to go to be a man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to be a man is, you know what I'm saying, so much different perspectives and so much different times in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you grow as a man and your perspective changes, you look at yourself like, I was nowhere close to a man back then. You know what I'm saying? So as you grow older, your perspective of what a man should be is probably always changing.
It changes.
It's always changing.
Everything
you know what
changes.
I'm saying?
Yeah. And even when you make mistakes too.
Oh yeah,
it's
for
like,
sure. You look back and you're like, that was stupid.
Yeah. Like, as a man, I shouldn't. That's not the mistake of a man that I'm trying. The man that I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the mistake of a boy.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so you kind of, I think, as you grow, like you're saying, like you could pinpoint in your life, like, I wasn't a man then, but you thought you were when you were at that time. And it's in retrospect, it's like, no, I'm nowhere close to that.
Yeah.
Do we need those father figures to teach us what it means to be a man? How does one figure that out?
I think so. I
think so too. It helps a lot. It will help you from going through a lot of trial and error as becoming a man. So yeah, having a good example would really help you a lot growing up as a young man in the Americas.
In the Americas. Yeah, for real. I think it definitely helps out to have somebody you can see and learn from,
Yeah,
even if they're not explaining it, just seeing it.
Yes.
It imparts that shit on you,
Yeah,
example.
Anywhere, anywhere in the world, a good example of a man helps a young boy growing up.
Yeah, like I was watching old clips of Good Times, and I was like, that was one of the first dads I remembered as a little kid.
Yeah, man.
JJ's dad.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And he was like the super, like from that time, like just
the working dad,
stern working dad, you know.
man.
And I remembered that shit because that was like my dad. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you just remember that shit.
Yeah. Huh. Are you guys' headphones good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Proper.
All right. Regarding the man thing, one last thing. Do you feel like, what will it take for you guys right now in your lives and the stages that you're at to be a better man?
Well, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a.
Because we're still growing, right? So
of course.
What is that thing in your life that you feel like if you worked on this, or if you improved on this, or changed this, what is that thing that would make you a better man? I can't see. I got glasses. But come. You could. What's that thing? Like, for me, it's time to myself. Like, time to just be myself, and to grow into, like, to just be by myself. I think throughout my whole life I tried to, like, be attached to something when it came to like women and females. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought like I needed that to make myself a better man. But then I've realized recently it's like I just need me. I just need to breathe. I need to be on my own.
Yes, that happens.
So that I can gain perspective of my own life and like, you know,
yes, that
learn
happens.
how to roam and do things on my own and not, you know. And I think with that loneliness or that alone time, I'm gonna become better, a better version of me.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
yes,
that
yes.
I'm ready for whatever is to come, whether it's my wife or whoever, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But you're ever growing. You're ever growing.
What do you guys think?
As a man, for me as a man, I'd like to have more understanding, patience, of course, communication, and yeah, those are one of the main three I'd like to have a lot more of the to make me grow as a man. I feel. Yeah.
I feel like I just became an adult and I'm like almost 50, you know what I'm saying? So let's just start off there.
Yeah, that's it too.
And then to have kids, and then even to have kids separated by a couple of years or whatever,
Yeah.
you learn so much. Like my experience with my youngest wasn't the same as my experience with my oldest, because I wasn't really ready to be a father then, or wasn't mentally ready.
You were a different kind of father.
Yeah, I was a different kind of father,
yeah.
exactly. Not that I wasn't ready, but I was just absorbing it different. And just the relationship I have with my youngest is like, it's different. And because I was ready at that time, and then because we spent a lot of time together, plus what's going on and everything. So it's just a whole different thing, and I feel like I feel so bad because I wasn't ready at that time, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, you just move on. You do what you can, you learn what you can, you try to impart what you can on your kids, and you just move on, you know?
Yes.
Try not to mess them up too much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like mess them up how? Like,
You know?
like that's your mission.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a dad, right?
just
You don't mess
try
them
not
up.
to mess them up too much. That's it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Those listening on live, if there's anything you've heard or you know you guys are watching and paying attention, guys and girls, feel free to chime in. Ask us a random question in the chat too, and we'll try to answer it. Right now, so we've already, if you're tuning in now, we've covered you know what it means to be a man and defining that individually, and talking about our last good movies that we've watched. And we're talking about hip hop and stuff like that. So we're gonna grab a couple more topics.
Sure. Let's do it.
Grab one.
All right.
And okay, but we're gonna try something different here. So the person with the topic that you choose before reading it out loud, once you've read it to the group, you're gonna spearhead the conversation. So
Okay.
you know,
Gotcha.
you're gonna start it off, and then we'll chime in.
That's
So
good.
whatever, yeah. And we also have a new addition to add to the box. So yeah. All right. Who wants to go first?
I guess you guys are looking at me, so that means me. It says, what does success really look like?
What does success really look like?
Yes, it says, what does success really look like?
Whoa.
There's so much perspectives when it comes to success, and if I told you what my success was, you'd probably laugh at me. But my success is living on a big piece of acre land that's self-sustaining, and I'm by myself on a nice little beautiful small house that has maybe little chickens on the side that's laying eggs for me, and I have a little small herb garden to the side with very little communication to the city. You know what I'm saying? And I take my time and come into the city. That would be success for me. I don't know if that looks
successful stuff.
I don't know if that looks like Little House on the Prairie, but
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
That's my success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that would be my success. Out in the country and a bunch of acres of land, living in a small house.
Yeah.
Very like sustainable within myself, so I don't have to come back into the city. You know what I'm saying? Eating my own food.
You're chopping wood,
eating from my garden. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Sevi life.
Tending his chicken.
Tending to it. You know what I'm saying?
No phone? You have a phone? Or no?
Of course, we're gonna have a phone.
Satellite phone.
That I
don't. The rotary phone.
I'm gonna still have technology that I don't look at. You know, it's gonna be dusty. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be living.
It's gonna be under a tarp.
Living that homestead life.
TV?
You know I love TV. I'll be living that homestead life, watching TV. One of those ones, you know what I'm saying? Waking up 5 a.m.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Dealing with my garden, dealing with my, with my chickens and all that. That's success for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a good lifestyle.
Yeah, you know.
What about you, C?
That sounds pretty good still, but just making sure my family's good. Like everyone's taken care of, everyone's successful in their own right.
Yeah, I hear you on that one too.
That would be good for me.
Yeah, that is a must for sure.
Yeah, that would make me.
If they want to live on the corner of my acres, where I can't see them, for sure that would be fine.
Behind the trees.
Yes.
What was the read the question one more time? What did it define success,
or what does success really look like? Yes.
Yeah. But I was going off what he said, like it's the eye of the beholder, Depends what you want out of life.
Yes, what you really look at. So I guess you're the one who wrote this.
What does it say?
No, I'm saying what you just said just a while ago.
No, not you, bro. No.
But yeah,
it is subjective though.
Yeah, it is.
For everyone,
for sure.
Success looks totally different.
Of course, man. Some people want a big house, you know what I'm saying, a nice, beautiful car, and the American dream. You know what I'm saying? My American dream is a homestead. Yeah. Or Canadian dream. You know what I'm saying? Is a homestead. Yeah. So yeah, everyone has their own perspective of what thing is. Yeah, what success really is.
I don't know anymore. I don't know what success is supposed to look like or what it should look like. You know what I mean? Like,
I just know success. You should be content when it comes to success. You know what I'm saying? In some form.
But I feel like success is like one of those never-ending things. Like it's like okay, you get to the stage. Let's say you've been trying to aim for level 4, and you get to level 4, and now that's a success. But like, there are more levels, right?
Yeah.
Does it stop?
Well, I guess
Can you ever feel completely successful or like?
Yeah, I guess that's why people are successful. They feel success at every level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
You want to continue to feel that and taste that.
Continue to feel that and taste that. Yeah.
But what if we minimalized it and said like, a success is like being able to wake up another day. Like that's a success to me.
Of course,
breathing,
that's
being alive.
That's a beautiful perspective.
Being able to sit here and do this. Like there's this thing that I tell people sometimes. It's like, you know how many people wish. Like let's just say you had an argument with your girl.
Yeah.
Right. And you two are arguing, and in the back of your mind, you're like, why are we even arguing? This is the most petty, nonsense, unnecessary argument, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But there's someone on this planet that doesn't even have somebody to argue with.
Yeah.
So to be able to have someone to even argue with could be looked at as a success in itself because you have that privilege to be in that experience with somebody.
Situation. Yeah,
when there's somebody down the hallway is crying their eyes out because they have nobody in their lives.
Yeah.
They have nobody to talk to.
Those are the people that talk too long to cashiers. That's who those people are, bro.
Yeah, because they're solo though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you're behind them waiting in line and they're talking about the weather.
But that's the
and shit.
thing, though. Like, you have some people that success is being alone. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
exactly.
Yeah, you have some people that, you know, they want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, they're at home smiling to themselves in the mirror when
Yeah.
they're alone. You know what I'm saying?
Not married,
You know,
choosing not to marry and no
yeah.
kids is a success.
Yeah, those guys are like happy, you know, they're sitting on their lawn smiling like, yeah, I'm great being alone. And then you have some people who are at home pining for that special someone.
Yeah.
You know, they're crying. They're actually crying.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
wish they had somebody
Yeah,
to
praying to Father, saying, "Yo, bring me
send
someone.
me somebody.
Send me someone." You know, all perspectives for sure.
What's the No, I'll ask this later. But I wanted to talk about like praying and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that after.
For sure.
Okay. What's the next? You want to go see or I'll go?
No, you go.
Yeah. All right. I was laughing when I read this because we've been talking about this anyway, but it's about hip hop deaths. So obviously we kind of spoke about DMX, and on the last episode of my podcast of the Who and How Club, I kind of spoke about what X meant to me, and
Yeah.
like I think I've shared this story with you guys like years and years ago that like X was the first artist I heard to say like SMD on a track.
Mhm.
Like that rawness, you know, like I never heard a rapper say that, and I was like shocked.
You were taken aback.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Like, you know, and it kind of changed my perspective on hip hop and rappers.
Wow.
You know, just that one lyric and Get At Me Dog when I was a kid laying in a bed and someone's playing the tape. I'm like, who's saying that? Like, why is he saying that? You know,
That's a
and
trip.
then when I saw the video, when he did it, I think it was at the shelter that they shot that video, and I could, as a kid, I'm recognizing Russell Simmons making the cameo and that Chic Lucha's voice, because I recognize it from all the Benjamins, but I don't see Chic in the video. Like, it's just these little nuance, like, you know, like X was the man
Yeah,
from the jump. He was just different. He changed things, you know. So it is a loss, but I also feel like he's free now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that was like a tormented soul, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, keeping him here with and seeing him suffer like that is not good. You know, it's time for him to go home.
Exactly.
Yeah, go with the Father and, you know, chill out and relax.
He's free now.
Yeah, he's free. He's free.
Because the music wasn't hitting the same anymore.
That's
You
true
know,
too. That's true.
It wasn't
too.
hitting. I don't think he could ever get that back again after the 5th album. So, but he was necessary for the game, the hip hop game, you know, because he's so honest, brutally honest.
Yeah, man. He came out.
He's
Came out
hip-hop.
like on fire. Yeah, man. He came out on fire. 2 albums in 1 year. You know, he was one of the first to do that for sure. After that, people started to do that after him just to keep up in the game.
Yeah.
So your face is always seen. You know. Then after that, he was doing movies too. So
He was huge for like a whole 4 to 5 years. It was just like
maybe even maybe close to
More.
a decade.
More, yeah.
But for
'Cause, like,
4 or 5 years, he was
98
was
to
blazing hot.
like 05 maybe. Because it was the 5th album, Grand Champ. That was like the last that. Because after that,
Yeah,
Jay-Z became the president.
oh,
And that's
gotcha.
where the rift between them began. Because he
Okay.
felt like Jay was getting rid of competition. Because DMX was on this run. Every year, like he had this run.
Did not know
5
this.
#1 albums.
Yeah.
You know, and then when it's time for that 6th album, Jay prolonged the situation.
Yeah.
And X felt like, yo, what are you doing? Like, just let me do what I've been doing, which is hitting it. And Jay wasn't satisfied with the single and then the video, and it just sussed
Did
the
not
whole
know this.
thing up. Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that
Thanks,
was an unfortunate time for Def Jam. Unfortunate
At that
time.
time.
Yeah, that time. Yeah.
Did you guys watch Cameron on Jim Chaps?
Beautiful.
I missed this. I
The
haven't
most
I haven't
beautiful
watched it. So.
episode ever.
That guy's
Yeah.
too much.
He's like my spirit animal,
He's
bro.
too much.
Like,
That's right. It's too much.
I didn't take that in yet. Still,
Yeah,
so
you gotta watch
I
that.
gotta
You gotta
take
watch
that
Why do
in.
you say it's too much? In a good way or a bad way?
He's just in a good way, but he's just too much.
You know my favorite part? I just shared this. He said, he said he wakes up every morning and looks at himself in the mirror. He's like, I am that nigga. I was tired.
Yeah, man.
He's like, that guy's confidence is like,
Sometimes you gotta do that.
He's
Sometimes
like-
you gotta do that.
I am that nigga. Like, it was hilarious. It was just a little, you know, like I could see why him being in the same room of like a Jay-Z or a Dame, there would be like heated conversations. It's an ego thing. Like he's
Say
an
too-
alpha male, you know.
Say too much in the room.
Yeah.
Too much bulls.
What'd you think of that combo?
No, I thought that was a good episode.
I think it was their best one, next to the DMX episode and the Fat Joe episode.
I seen some of the DMX.
No, they had a
ones.
lot of good episodes. I think they
Yeah.
had a lot of good episodes.
Yeah,
Just
they had-
Nori
there's some-
talks too much sometimes.
I like it. I
Other
like
than that-
it. They had some really good episodes. Some of the episodes that you wouldn't even expect to be really good
True.
are like, wow, I'm glad I watched that episode. Yeah, man.
Well, Nori's just talking to his friends. He forgets that.
No,
they're,
but he forgets that. Like,
us,
we're people watching it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hear gems. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, he always interrupts and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Still gotta love Nori.
But he still gets the interviews,
yeah,
right? So,
yeah. Those interviews are like hours long. Like,
yeah,
I
the
don't-
Busta Rhymes is like 4 hours,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like
That was a great episode too.
that was really good. I
I
like
even
that.
have to finish watching that one too. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, see what you got.
Let's see. What does age mean to you?
What does age mean to you?
Yeah, it means I'm getting old. That's what it means. You feel like you're running out of time sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of make up for all your mistakes. So that's what age means to me right now. You know. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Age to me right now, my perspective kind of changed. Before I was like, I guess it's almost like a stamp, you know. But now I feel like age is almost mental. Because if you follow the stamp of the year of every time you're growing, you get older and older and older. But if you feel young, then you are young. You know what I'm saying? You be young. So yeah, age is within the body and your mind and soul.
Aaliyah was right.
Yeah.
Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number. Straight up. If you feel old, then you're gonna be old. You're gonna walk around old.
It's a mentality.
You're gonna start walking cranky, acting cranky. But if you feel young, you're gonna feel young. You're gonna walk with the young. You're gonna dress hip. You're gonna put on your nice sneakers, and you know what I'm saying. You're gonna feel fresh. You're gonna keep up to date. You're gonna,
young, yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and be what is young. You know what I'm saying. You have tons of these older men out here, and they're up to date. They could talk with the young. You know what I'm saying. Those guys are young. They live young. They die young. Those guys, when they die young, they'll be those guys when they say, yeah, he died, whatever, 70 years young. You know what I'm saying. One of those guys. Yeah, man. So yeah, I do feel like it's a mental state, mind and soul.
Yeah, it's definitely a frame of mind. Like, it's a mentality, right?
Yeah.
I feel like even with tomorrow being my birthday, like I'm turning 32, but I don't feel 32. Whatever 32 is supposed to feel like. Like, what is that? How am I? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
And see, it's all perspectives. Because if someone would look at you in the Caribbean and be like, "Oh, you're finally off the calendar," you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
You're finally off the calendar, so now you're older. Some people will tell you, "Oh, 30s is a great time.
Right.
That's the good years."
I
you
do
know?
feel like it's funny you say that because I do feel like my life is just starting now.
Yeah.
Because I think like growing up, like I kind of had to grow up faster anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually being able to be younger now.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to live like my youth now and enjoy it in a way.
Yeah.
Because when I was a youth, I was this age.
Yeah.
I was 30 already at 15.
Right here.
Based on what I was going through and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I think now I feel a bit more free and I'm joyous but like obviously there are some challenges, but I do wish that I could just be a kid again, like but in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always like 2020, right? Like hindsight.
Yeah. What?
But I have a question for you, actually. So you've been doing this for how long now?
The podcast?
Yes.
Since 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So you're a couple of years in.
Yeah.
So which of these episodes were like your least favorite to do?
Which one of them were my least favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could have been because of a guest or a technical issue or the format or whatever.
After the fact, or just from the beginning? You felt like it would be a bad podcast, or was it?
I think
or after the fact,
most
going
dreadful
Yeah.
episodes were the barbershop ones. and it's because it didn't go the way I had it planned in my mind and in my heart.
Yes,
like I had
yes.
an idea in my mind
Mm-hmm.
of how I saw it turning out, because I
Yeah.
thought people would benefit, like, largely.
Yes.
But the debates that happened on that episode and it just got out of hand. And in retrospect, I wish I controlled it a bit more, but it was very difficult. I think maybe there were too many people in one room, and that was my first experience with that, having that many people in one room,
Yeah.
trying to facilitate a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that I left that feeling defeated.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and I don't like to feel that way. I'm sure no one does, but especially when it comes to this is my baby.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I try to take care of it. I felt like I slapped it in the face that night,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
it wasn't my fault. Like, everything happens for a reason. It still made for good content,
Yes.
but I felt like that would have happened with or without me there. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Yes.
it got out of
yes.
hand. You know, so
Okay. So, from that moment, how much growth have you feel and experienced from that moment, where you know that something like that wouldn't happen again?
That's a great question. I'm realizing that, like, you gotta trust your gut.
Yeah.
And sometimes you know when something's gonna go well versus not.
Yeah. That's true.
But
That's
sometimes you try to challenge the process.
That's
you
true.
know, and say, like, no, maybe it'll go better. Maybe it'll. But now I'm trying to trust my energy more and trust my gut,
true. Okay.
because
Yes.
I don't ever want to feel like that again. Nor
Yes.
do I want anybody else to feel like that
Yes.
again.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you have to be mindful and take care of your baby. Like, if you own something, you created something, it's like you're not just gonna be careless with it.
That's true. Straight up, you're gonna try to nurture it in a way so it could grow
Yeah.
like you want it to grow.
But
for
then
sure.
also accept the mistake. Like, if
Of
there's
course.
something that didn't go according to plan, it's not the end of the world. It's okay, but you just don't want to repeat that again.
Of course, everything's a learning experience, and the best thing to do is take it like that so you can grow. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
I've tried to, my communication skills, I try to improve. Like, when talking to people on the show, it's like, I feel like my interviewing, but I try to promote, like, this, it's not really interviews, it's really just conversations with people,
Yes.
you know, and that there's an art to that, but if you're really curious, the conversation will flow.
Of course.
If you're just honest, the conversation will flow. It's not about interviewing someone, it's more so just connecting
Yes.
over
Yes.
perspectives, you know, difference in perspectives and sharing. So I just like to have convos with people.
What was one of your favorite episodes that you had from the beginning or from like recently or whatever?
My favorite one so far, and next to this one right now, because this is like a big deal, and I think I've told you this, like the Teresa, most recent one, I had
That was
Teresa
really good.
Greco on the show,
Okay.
and
Yes.
she got me, like I said, like conversation.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in conversation, so much scary stuff can happen, you know,
Yeah.
that you don't expect. So I had a bunch of stuff planned, but she got me to open up on things, and it was just cool. It was just like an honest and deep conversation, and you know,
Yeah, that was a
my
really
favorite.
good. That was a really good episode. I like that one.
And I like the spotlights, you know, thanks to Carlos, like this new spotlight series that's on the Who and How Club, we spoke about it and kind of introduced this new idea, which like really focuses on the people that I'm having on the show, but also it improves my skills when it comes to interviewing them and having this structure. Like, instead of just hearing my voice, you hear me kind of narrate how the conversation's going.
Yes.
And the listener, it's like an experience. It's a
Yes.
different experience. So the show has evolved,
Nice.
you know, which I'm happy about. So again, like 50, you know, like
Yeah. Who would have thought, right? Like
yeah,
from where you started to now, it's always pretty crazy.
when we gotta go crazier.
So versus the good versus the bad. Where do you feel like you grow the most?
Grow,
Yeah.
like when it comes to this, or as a person.
Even as a person, and you're going through these podcasts, you know, when you have a good episode, how much do you feel like you grow, or is it just like a celebration? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you grow as a man, even going through a good podcast, or do you feel like you grow always going through something that's, you know,
Some struggle.
yeah, some struggle? You know what I'm saying?
I know I gain insight every conversation I have, but also like the episodes where I'm just by myself, it feels like therapy,
Yeah.
you know? So it's an opportunity to just express myself. So it's like I'm learning about me,
Yes.
talking
Yes.
to me.
Yes.
But then you also gain a lot of insight when you're having other people on the show, having that communication too. So, but you're learning about them too.
Right.
And you could, I feel like smart people learn from others. No,
Okay.
smart people learn from themselves, but smart people will also learn from others.
Yes.
Like intelligent people. So if I don't see me and you, we shouldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to learn something about me when interacting with you.
Yeah.
And it should be reciprocal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Yes.
just a I, it's a we.
Yes.
It becomes we once we're in the same room.
Yes.
You know, so it's always growth, but it's like, you know what I think about? It's like, what if I didn't have this? How would I be learning the things that I'm learning right now? Like what outlet would the universe put me in, you know, to gain this type of insight or this growth?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a scary thought to think of my life without it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't know if like you have something in your life that you feel like without it, how would you operate, or like like what is something in your life that like makes you you?
Oh,
Like it's a piece of you, you know what I'm saying?
my job. You know, if I didn't have it, I probably would. I don't know where I'd be right now, but my trade that I learned, you know what I'm saying. If I wasn't doing that right now, I don't know where I'd be. But I wasn't bad at school either, so maybe I'd be doing something else. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
right now at this moment, you know what I'm saying.
It's a part of your identity.
It's a part of my identity. Yeah. So I could look at it like that for sure. But other than that, yeah.
What about you? Is there something that kind of like when you think of Carlos, you think of this? When it comes to like your identity or like something
At
that's
this point, my identity is just like the fam, you know?
the family man.
It's always the family.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure everyone's okay and everybody's taken care of across generations. That's the important thing, you know?
So being a family man.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you, when you were younger, did you see yourself being the family man that you are
No,
today?
but
Like, did you ever think?
But funny enough, I always wanted a lot of kids. I just never thought about like the responsibilities of having a lot of kids. But so once you realize that, it's a whole different game, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I never seen it. Like who thinks about that,
Right.
right? Like I said, I have friends who were making fun of me like 3-4 years ago, and now they're in the same boat with 2 young kids in the house and whatever.
Yeah, they can't come up now.
Yeah, now they're the ones that you could never hear from, and you never see them anymore, but they're posting pictures of their kids on tricycles and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody goes through that phase.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But who sees it coming, right? Like,
Yeah.
How would you say, how are you as a father? Like, how would you say, from your perspective?
I think I'm too familiar with my kids. That's what I think. Like I talk to them like they're just
Like they're
Like-
mandem?
they're like the man.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. I feel like that's just good communication. You know what I'm saying? And you need that with your kids because, you know, you're training them. You want to be able to communicate with them so they, when they go in the world and they make a mistake, they could come back to you and you could still help them train even more and better. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong. I don't feel nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? And having adult kids and yeah, you know, you want to have a familiar thing with them where, you know, you guys could banter and talk back and forth. And
because you've been a kid before.
That's
you were
right.
a kid. You know, like
man.
sometimes when you become an adult, like people forget. Like I was a kid too, so
there's some stuff you can't say as a parent. You got to say as a man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be coming to your kids be like as a parent when it comes to certain subjects. So you got to step back and be like, you know what? You got to be one of the man. Let me holler at one of these kids and let them really understand.
Yes.
Where I understand. You know.
You get it.
You
Yeah.
get it.
I've been there.
I've been there. So you know, it's time to talk to you like one of the man. So you know they can understand.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Like, I can't wait.
Trust me. But yeah, man. Yeah. Straight up, man. When it comes to kids, for sure, man. You got to be flexible like that. You know. It's very good for them.
So I just want to shout out to the listeners and the supporters who have been ongoing with the show and just following us on this journey. This is the Who and How Club. We're on episode 50. Huge milestone. We got Carlos and Dave, aka the Council. We are here. We're on our way. I let these guys listen to some new tunes today, which I'm really excited for. So you guys are not only going to be getting this 50th episode, which is a huge milestone, but you're going to be getting some new music from me in the upcoming week. I got the approval from the council, of course, so we're just in a real creative space. We're not going to let COVID stop us from really creating and putting things out there, more content, and just connecting with people on different levels. So shout out to the ongoing supporters, everybody that's on live. Do you guys need a break? You need a washroom break?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right, so you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so we're coming we're almost an hour, and so I want to get through these. So if you guys want to choose another topic, and let me check the live quickly, see if there are any questions in there, if you don't mind. I'll pass it to Nicole. While you guys are choosing your topics. Got a lot of viewers, bro.
For real? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Looks like this stop recording. You want me to put it on again?
Yes, please.
I left my job. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The liquor.
Dejamar says, "What's up, guys?"
Yes, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up, DJ? Represent, brother.
Put it back on?
Yeah. So just the latch.
Yeah.
The latch.
The latch.
Go bring it the same latch at the top.
Yeah.
Bring it down and then bring it back up again. Yeah. Go back up.
The latch.
Is it on? Is it on?
Yeah.
Now? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just push record again. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. So let's get through these last topics, and then if anything else comes up, we could just talk, and then we'll wrap up.
I want to do mine first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
COVID in hip hop.
COVID and hip hop.
In hip hop.
In hip hop.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? COVID.
I don't know. I guess what it means to you. COVID and hip hop music. Like, are they making references to COVID in hip hop music? Is that what's popping on the streets right now?
How COVID changed hip hop? Maybe change the industry a little
Maybe
bit.
how it changed the industry.
I do hear references to like the masks and stuff like that. Like I'll hear a rapper
COVID
make a
music?
line. Yeah.
COVID music.
But that's as far as it goes. Like
People doing like people are doing like live
events and
live events on YouTube and IG concerts now. stuff like that. You know, versus battles. Kind of change up a little bit.
We were talking about the versus battles. I've never really tuned into one.
Oh, there's been some really good ones.
I've watched the recaps and stuff, or like I've gone back, like the Beanie Man and Bounty. I don't know why, but that is and I'm not really a dancehall guy.
That was dope.
That's the only one I've really watched and like enjoyed and was happy. But
Yeah.
I haven't
was
really
dope.
tuned
That was
into any
dope.
other one. You know?
That's the foundation. That's that's a true versus. You know,
Yeah,
sound
that's
clash.
a fruit exactly.
Sound clash. Yeah.
That's one of the first ones that they had, right? So,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
what was your like favorite verses so far?
I can't lie. There's a couple of them, but I can't lie. The Raekwon and Ghostface was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was pretty
That
entertaining.
was really good, man. Trust me.
That and the Raekwon and not the Raekwon, the RZA and Premier. That was really good.
Was that early or no?
No, I don't know, like
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, that was one of the early ones too. RZA and Premier was pretty alright.
What about the Gucci Mane and
Oh, I didn't even-
Jeezy?
That
I watched some of that too. That
That
was
didn't
alright
find
too.
me.
Was it as uncomfortable as they said?
I'm at home watching it, so I don't really feel that. But for some people, they're saying it was a little uncomfortable. You know, Gucci was being disrespectful. Some people say, but I don't know. You know, I guess it's all perspectives.
Yeah.
I usually say that because you know he's probably just defending himself.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And next man's doing their thing too. So you know.
Well, it's like old beef rehatched after they buried the hatchet. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah. Trust me.
But I think Jeezy sent somebody to kill Gucci, right?
Right.
That's right.
So why they even
How
on the
do you
same?
forgive? How
Like,
do you
yeah.
That's hard to forgive.
Trust me, very hard to forgive, you know what I'm saying? And for the two man them to stand beside each other and really do this, I guess, you know, it shows, you know, something
Maturity.
big. Yeah, maturity in hip hop. And
But I don't know. I still think no matter how mature I am, if you send someone to kill me, rap or no,
Yeah, no.
that's not something.
No.
yeah,
That's not like.
yeah,
What
no.
world are we in?
That's
I
some
know.
Kill Bill type shit, bro. Like, come on.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess-
like that's assassin. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I
like,
guess
no,
that's
no.
I guess that's why he was being disrespectful,
But
right?
Gucci killed the guy, so he kind of was victorious. in
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
that
But
too,
that's-
but
and that was Jeezy's boy. So
Yeah.
what the hell kind of
Yeah.
nonsense is
I
that?
don't know anything about these stories.
I don't know
You
I don't know the full
I
story,
wish
but
I didn't. I wish I didn't. I don't know why.
I don't know the full I don't know the full story, but
I love rap, but like,
I could
that's-
see why he was being like that,
Yeah.
if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Man's trying to kill you, straight up.
What's a versus you guys would want to see, or do you think should happen?
They should. I think they should do some posthumous ones. You know, those ones where people have passed away and they put them against each other. You know what I'm saying? From
Like
old,
a Biggie and Pop.
of course, Biggie and Pac would probably be one of the last ones, but you know what I'm saying? From old to new,
MJ and Prince.
of course,
Oh,
MJ
you're
and
killing me.
Prince. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
No.
That has to happen. MJ and Prince has to
How
happen.
you gonna do it though? Like,
How? How do you mean how?
Holograms.
no, what's holograms?
Do they still do those?
Michael
Or-
Jackson has music from when he was 5 years old.
And like
Prince has music from Lord knows when. You know what I'm saying? So they could do that tune for tune, big time.
Who's someone what's a versus you'd want to see? Busta and Missy are still out there, man.
Yeah,
It's
Busta
true,
Rhymes.
done as yet.
And I feel like they would be the best match.
They actually, I think I never heard that before, but I think that's a good.
Yeah, that would be
That's a good,
that's a
combo
good
right
idea
there,
still.
good verses.
Busta Rhymes and Missy.
They're
Yeah, they both have
animated,
a
their
lot
music
of
videos,
hits.
Yeah,
They're crazy music videos. They were
Yeah.
artistic.
very very artistic. You know that's a good one, and it would be good to see a woman against a man too.
Yes,
you
they
know
need
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
that.
Versus, so yeah, they should try that.
I wouldn't mind seeing something with like Slick Rick and somebody from old school.
Oh yeah, for sure.
just
that'd be-
just to get that
Yeah,
Slick
about-
Rick, just to get Slick Rick in. Actually.
yeah,
What
yeah.
about LL? Who would LL face?
I don't know, man. That's a hard one.
Maybe Ella has to go against Slick Rick.
No, that'll be too. LL should go against Drake.
Nah.
you can still do that.
But they're different. They're different eras. Like what I
Same
felt was like
thing.
it should have been like.
You know what's so crazy? Why it would work is just because they both do music for women. You know what I'm saying? They're geared to making music for women. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it would work, despite the two different eras.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drake is like, if he gets the muscles, he'll be like a new LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, and he sings too. You know what I'm saying? Which would kill that.
And they both just made hits, man.
And they make hits. You know what I'm
LL
saying?
made hits.
The one verses that I just disagree with totally was DMX and Snoop Dogg.
I
Even though
know.
they're
You know
both
what's
dogs. They're both dogs, but
You know what's so crazy?
they know
That was the
watching
only,
it, but you
But
know,
they both had a lot of hits, man.
watching it.
But Snoop came way before X.
I know.
Yeah, but it was still entertaining, man.
But you know
It
what?
was still
Watching it, it
entertaining, man.
worked. Watching
Yeah, it worked.
If you watched it, it
Personalities.
worked. But
I need to watch it.
Because the
But,
personalities, it works.
Yeah.
the whole dog.
yeah,
but
yeah,
I was
yeah.
saying the same thing as you two. Like DMX and they shouldn't. You know, the two eras shouldn't work.
He's
But
he's
Yo, that
like
shit was
DMX's mentor. Like
That
he's
shit
the
was
dog after
wicked.
the
That shit
dog.
was wicked, man.
I gotta watch that.
yeah,
And they're
it
both so hyped
it
to be
worked out
there,
after
like
the
with
fact,
each other
you know?
and stuff. It's
Yeah.
boom.
And they both were being nice. You know, they
They
were
were
nice to
giving
each
each
other.
other
Yeah, bigging up
flowers.
each other. You know
Flowers.
what I'm saying?
Sorry.
It was good still.
Yeah,
I think yours dropped on the floor. Right
I like
now.
that vibe. That was a good one too. I
Yeah,
forgot
man,
about
yeah,
that.
man, yeah, man. That was a safe flex. What's going on here? You want me to do one?
Yeah. You go. I'll go last.
All right. You sure?
Yes, sir.
You sure you don't want me to finish it?
Yes, sir.
I can end it with mine.
Is
You
it
know?
deep?
Mine's is super deep, man.
No way.
You gotta get deep sometimes to end the show, bro.
All right, let me go then.
Yeah, you go first, bro. Okay, we'll get deep. We'll end the show with some
Mine could be
deepness.
deep too.
Oh snaps!
God.
What is it? What is it?
What
What was it?
What is your essence?
Oh, damn!
Yeah,
That's deep. But I don't know how to answer that.
yeah, that might be deeper than
I've
mine.
never been asked
I don't
that.
know.
That might be deeper than mine.
Jeez, son. Jeez.
I've never been asked that.
Man, I don't know my essence, man. I don't know. Man, I've been asked this question so much times. I'm just lost when it comes to that one, man. It's like I'm looking through one of those vortex, and you can see the black hole at the other end. I think that's my essence.
You're killing me.
You know, one of those ones.
Venom.
Well, this is just
Venom?
just looking. You're just looking. It's just seeing. It's like you see something, but it's like it's almost nothing.
But it could be something.
But it could be something.
But it could be
But
something.
it's really nothing. You're
That's
stupid.
biblical.
That's a proverb right there.
Because man's but vapor, they say.
That's funny.
What about you? I was about to call you X. What about you, X? What about you, X? We're channeling X tonight, man.
My essence. I don't know, man.
Man, that's a hard
too,
one, man.
That's too.
That's a good one, but I just don't know.
ethereal for me, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man, that's a psych one.
my essence is like steak and asparagus or something. I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that though. What is
Yeah.
what is one's essence?
I don't know how to answer it, man. I tried my best just a while ago. Just keep looking.
What is one's essence, Carlos?
No, that's too. It's too deep for me.
Yeah, that's a hard one. You know, I think you might have to look for this one.
Start with the looking glass. Right?
Maybe Google that one. You gotta Google.
When you're looking, you had a good idea, T. The looking glass. Looking deep behind yourself.
You gotta Google that one.
Oh, nigga, we're not connected to that. To the internet on my
jeez.
laptop.
Aye,
God damn it!
you should have told me,
I
man.
forgot.
Should have told me.
But what is your essence? Like I do know what it means, but I don't know how to answer it. Because I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
For the viewers out there, what is your essence?
yeah, for real.
Please let us know.
Maybe we could say what we want our essence to be. I don't know if
What makes you you?
I don't know what.
Do you know how to answer it, Missy?
What makes you you? Like, what about you makes you you? As opposed to being Poncho or Dave or, you know? What about you isolates you to being you, your essence of yourself? That's not of someone else. Not an imitation, not a variation. You know, authentically you. Like,
Nigga, this is too deep. Is this question deeper than yours?
I don't know, man. Mine's is pretty deep, you know.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet.
Mine's is pretty deep still. I don't know.
My essence, man. I don't know, man.
What is your essence, man?
The fact that you're stumped, I'm glad.
My essence.
I
It's
just
a thinking
never.
question.
Yeah, no, it is. Fellas?
Yeah, like I said, man, it's like looking through a window at night
I think
with no lights.
I think my ability to like I just don't give up. I don't think, even though I've come close to, I've never given up.
Perseverance.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and people say that about me, and it shocks me sometimes because I'm like, someone notices that.
Right.
Keeps pushing.
I just don't fucking give up.
That's
When I
true.
want something,
That's strength.
I used to like not want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were
Yeah.
times in my life where like I thought that not being here was what
Easier.
was supposed to be for me, like to not be here.
Yeah.
But then I woke up and I'm like, no, I actually want to be here. I really want to be here.
Yeah.
So I love being here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nothing's gonna fucking stop me from being here anymore. You
Yeah.
know, like
There's your essence right there.
I'm gonna keep it going no matter what
Yeah.
tries to like, yo, the past few days the devil has tried me, and I just ignore that shit because I'm like, I'm alive, bro.
That's right.
Like I made the decision to be here because I was coming from a decision to not be.
Yeah.
So
I
once
feel
you become one with that decision, it's like nothing's gonna take you off of this earth. If
Yeah.
it's not me, it's definitely not you.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep it going.
Straight.
Yeah.
Wherever this leads me, I'm clearly doing this for a reason. Like the universe, this isn't me. This is something bigger than us. We're meant to be in this room tonight.
Straight.
For real.
So
For
you're
real.
just gonna keep going, you know. It's gonna take me somewhere. It's gonna take us somewhere.
Yeah, man.
This conversation, someone's gonna learn from this conversation tonight, you know, just by
Yeah.
watching. Like that's all meant. So, I guess never giving up.
Yeah. Never
I don't know if
giving
I
up.
answered that right, but yeah.
Consistency. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Hard work, striving.
Right. No right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Please don't leave me to answer this by myself.
Keep going.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like I'm in the same position as you too. You know, I keep going. I try to keep going.
Yeah, like,
Even if it's just a small increment. You know,
I respect that about you.
I'm gonna keep going, and keep going. You know, so yeah, that's part of my essence. Yeah.
it's so
Vague.
Yeah.
no, not even vague. It's just
That's I tell you, like, yeah, man.
it's
Yeah.
like it's
I've heard that question before, and I can tell
I've
you,
never been asked that. I've never.
a hard
yeah,
question.
someone
to
asked me that
answer.
question before, and I could tell you, it's just the same thing. I was like, you know, it's not till a half an hour later you're like walking home or driving
Yeah.
in your car, and you're
It's
like,
gonna be one of those.
you know those ones.
We're gonna
and you
message
say-
the group later, like,
yeah.
oh, I figured it out.
You know what I'm saying? Your essence is almost, it's like, yeah, it's out of confusion, anger, and whatever, because you can't answer. It's hard to
All
answer.
that's you too.
Yeah.
Makes up your essence.
Yeah, just
The anger, the confusion.
I guess
But
just wanting to do better. Maybe not always doing better, but just wanting to do better.
Striving to, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like maybe you don't always do better, but you're trying and you want to.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. For sure.
Maybe that's my
Always
essence.
striving to do better.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on this during the man conversation, but I want to rephrase it. Like, what is something about you right now, about you, who you are? Not like the external stuff, like the physical, tangible, whatever, like nothing material, but just you as an individual. What is something about you that you would change right now about yourself? Or maybe think that you should change about yourself.
There's a lot, man. Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
That's another episode.
I could go off right now.
We'll do the Dave episode in the future.
Jeez. I can't lie, man. I always think about discipline. I want to be even more. I want to be disciplined. I want to be disciplined to the point where it's, like those karate men, those monks. So, I want to have that discipline. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I feel like that's the answer to a lot of my questions, but I do want more discipline for myself.
Well, I definitely agree with that one. Discipline for sure. And I wish I could have better control of, and I've been getting better over the last couple of years, but of like catching myself in that moment by being more present. That's helped a lot. Like I've noticed myself in conversations catching myself and bringing it back.
Yeah.
So that makes me afterwards, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, that's good. Like, be proud of yourself for that shit.
Like, what do you mean? Like difficult conversations? Or
just you're in a conversation and you know that 3 years ago that conversation could have went the whole other way.
Right.
And that would have ruined your whole freaking day and maybe the next day too.
Perfection.
You know what I'm saying? But now you're at that point where you're like, oh shit, this is where I usually fucking tell this person that.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead you take it 2 steps back, you're like, you know what?
Fam.
And then you walk it back a little.
Sometimes
and
you don't even respond. You're like,
yeah, exactly. Sometimes you don't
just
even respond.
Let them.
Yeah.
They could say whatever.
Yeah.
But you just,
I've had people yelling at me during these times of COVID. I've had people yelling at me when I'm like at the what's
Register?
it called? At the
Cashier?
register at the gas station, and I'm gonna turn around to say something, and the lady just looks at me beside me, and we just lock eyes, and we're like,
not worth it.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
and nod, give a little head nod, and that's it. I just do what I need to do, and I get out. I don't even talk to the guy.
Yeah.
That's growth.
Yeah.
That's a form of discipline.
That's
Yeah, that's a form of discipline.
It's so funny because the other day I was in a convenience store and a gentleman came in, and him and the cashier, they were getting into it, and I intervened because I think I'm Batman sometimes. I want to save people, in the littlest possible way. Because I could have just stood there, said nothing, but I'm watching this shit and I'm listening. That's how I know I would probably I've gotten involved in things I shouldn't have. With people I don't even know,
Definitely
just to prevent shit. Come on,
because you had to say something because of
I can't be
whatever.
there.
Yeah.
I can't be there and ignore it. Like I'm now a part of this.
Yeah.
Even though it was just 3 of us, I looked at him and I said, okay, picture this. I'm in the middle, and he's on this side, he's on this, and they're just going at it. And I'm just like ignoring, trying to. And I dropped what I was doing. I said, brother, stop. It's not worth it. Just let it go. I know. Just leave it. I know. And and he's like, but these fucking people. I said, I know. And I just started, and he calmed down, right?
Talk him down, eh?
He calmed down. But he's exiting the store now, and this guy still goes at it, and then that's when I remove myself. Because it's like, I tried, right? Like, you can only try once.
Yeah, it's true.
If they're not, like, he just like, yo, fuck you and your people, and I'm just like, God, get me out of this store. But I tried.
You tried, but
it's trying times, brother.
It's the time of COVID, right?
It's trying times,
but
man.
that growth
that's
that
part
you're
of it.
talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Like that probably wouldn't have been you, because you're at that place in your life where you're like, you don't have to even respond to somebody or express your frustration to them in that manner.
Yeah.
Like you become a gentleman as you get older.
Yeah.
And gentlemen, they don't act that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like there's no need. I don't need to tell you how fucked up you are. You gotta live with yourself.
Yeah.
I just have to worry about me.
Exactly.
So you move like that, So.
Yeah.
But it was a wild day.
Wow.
What you got?
Alright, you ready?
This is the bomb, right?
Yeah. This one is better Xmas gifts. Socks or gift cards? Gift cards.
That's a good question.
This guy said it was deep.
Oh, well, this is deep, bro. This is Christmas.
What kind of gift? Like, how much is on the gift card? Does it say how much is on the gift
Do you
card?
want socks or do you want a gift card, bro? This is Christmas time. How do you feel? How you feeling? How you feeling? Huh? Is there Christmas out? Huh? 12:01, huh? 12:01 when you're sitting on your couch and you're holding your 6-pack of socks. How you feeling?
I have a question though. Does anyone else get anxiety about Christmas like early in the year?
I've been getting anxiety over Christmas, December, for years. I'm talking, I started in my 20s. And then for different reasons, I just see it as a really like bad luck time for my family. And then added to that is the anxiety of like gifts and meeting with your family,
pressure.
even if it's not a big thing, but just like the pressure you put, like you're preparing for all this stuff in your mind that's just like it's just another day.
It's not good for our mental health, man.
Yeah.
But like you stress over it, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
So
But I get anxious
definitely-
about Christmas in like
I
February.
get anxious for real.
Yeah.
Like as soon as Christmas is done, I already have the next Christmas on my mind. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this.
It's programming, bitch.
I paid my dues. I'm cool now.
I like socks though.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, you appreciate the small thing. I love underwear.
Yeah.
Bro. Buy me underwear and socks. That's my life.
I can't lie. I think I'd rather that than the gift card, because you know how gift cards are. You know, it's like
They sit in your bed.
they sit around and it's
For a
like,
long time.
yeah, it just depends. You know, like you get a Kelsey gift card, like,
Kelsey's, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
During COVID, a
It's
gift
like-
card don't help nobody.
you know what I'm saying? You get Kelsey, or you know, like, what are you gonna do with a Kelsey gift card right now? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but I'm just saying,
This
like,
nigga got a Kelsey gift
no, I'm
card
not saying. I'm just
for your
saying, like,
birthday.
no, no, but Kelsey's good, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like,
Someone got this guy Kelsey's gift card during COVID.
it was just an example,
There's
you
a
know,
wall
those
in
ones.
his closet somewhere full of Chelsea
I wouldn't
gift
mind a
cards.
Visa one.
At the supermarket.
The Visa ones are the best because you can go wherever.
Yeah,
Or
Visa-
like, I like an Amazon one. Too.
Yeah, the Amazon ones are good too. Amazons are dope, straight up.
Yeah.
Amazon gift cards are nice too.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You get a nice Amazon gift card. Like, come on, bro. You can buy as much socks as you want. You know what I'm saying? You get all the socks you want delivered to your house.
Listen, growing up as a man, you don't realize how much socks you go through as a
Yeah,
man.
man.
Why
Socks
is
a
that?
must. Socks is a must.
Socks, underwear, and undershirts and
Yeah.
stuff like.
No one wants to see holy socks.
Men or women?
You need good
Men or
socks.
women?
I don't get it.
No one wants to smell cheesy socks. No one wants to see holy
Like imagine
socks.
just having 2 pairs of socks. A man would not survive.
You could tell. You know what I'm saying? That socks is gonna
Every
be.
day.
I have a lot of socks.
It's gonna
in the
look
house.
gray. It's gonna look. Yeah, but socks and underwear are really good gifts, man.
Yeah,
Did you do yours?
I'd rather have the socks. Yeah, I did
You
my.
did yours first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we had this last one added, so we could go through that and then we could wrap up. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you've heard anything that resonates with you on today's episode of the Who and How Club, which is episode 50, feel free to touch base with us on IG at Who How Club, or you can holler at me, only one Arys. You can send an email to the club, whohowclub@gmail.com. Check out the website, whohowclub.com, and just connect with me and the crew. If you have any questions, or if you heard something today that kind of triggered you in a positive or negative way, or if there's something that you relate to, feel free to fuck with us in any way. We have an addition to our list of stuff. It's two-sided, but I'll deal with this. So communication. What are our thoughts on communication? So this could be like an open table, since it's the last one.
Communication is a must. Something you need as from a child growing all the way up to as an adult. It's a must.
It's twofold as well, listening and speaking.
Yes.
A lot of people think it's just speaking, but you gotta listen too, and not like with the intent to respond.
Yeah, exactly.
Like active listening in, you know?
Yeah, it's super hard. I have to force myself to do that shit. I'll tell you why.
I was not expecting that.
Because, like, I'm talking like strangers. Like when you meet strange people, like not strange people, when you want
Stranger
people you've
things.
never talked to before, and they're talking to you, and you're just like, oh, you just want this conversation to be over. That's the way you think at some points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then as you get older,
Are you an introvert?
I could do both, but really I'm an introvert. Now that I'm getting older,
It's done, yeah.
now that I'm getting older, and especially because of this, what's been going on, it's like, it's easy. It's already in me, I think, and I think this just made it a lot easier for me, like just to chill, like, go out every once in a while, and you know, like,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with it. Like I'm not. Plus, I got my wife and kids around, so it's not like it's different when you live by yourself.
Yeah.
That's a whole different thing. Then it's like it could become a bad thing if you're an introvert and you have no human contact whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I'm good. Like I don't really need to. But at the same time, if you go through too much of that, you feel like your brain's turning into mush, and you want to be able to talk to people still. That's not your wife and kids, you know. So you just want to like exercise that muscle.
We want to talk to the right. Like I feel like as we mature, right, and as we get wise or whatever, like I really just don't want to talk to anybody anymore. Like I used to be. I could be both as well, and I love talking to people. I love people, but I also like. I just like the good people, the right people to talk to. You know, someone that I'm gonna learn from, and even if it's a stranger, you know, like I'm cool to engage. But then there are those random, unnecessary. Like you could feel the energy's off. It's like I don't want to really interact. And my anxiety, now that I found out that I get anxiety, it's like I don't want to be around people right now, especially in this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like people kind of rub you the wrong way, even more so now in this time frame that we're in. Like they're not respecting personal space. They're just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are definitely not dealing with it well.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, but communicating could certainly help.
Yeah, some proper communication would definitely help right now.
Yeah, straight up.
Have you guys ever? I don't know if I shared this with you guys, but like I'm starting therapy in a couple days, like the day after my birthday.
Okay.
And that's something that like I've been dodging my whole life, but I feel like it's always like try to come into my life, and I've always like shut it down. And now, like, because of a situation that happened at work, I'm getting the opportunity to do therapy.
Yeah, it's good.
And my doctor is a black woman.
Yes.
Which I didn't think it would be possible to find. But thankfully, Dr. Sim, she's, a black woman. She's mixed. And I start that the day after my birthday, which is, to me, also another milestone. But like, I wanted to ask you guys, like, if you've ever thought about doing therapy in your life, or has it ever presented itself to you? Have you ever felt like you needed that or wanted to do it? Like, what? Were you ever taught about it, like growing up, like you don't need it or something like that? Or?
Well, you know how it is in growing up, I guess, and then you know, certain families, people will try to avoid that because there's a bad stigma with it. They think if you have to go to therapy, then there's something wrong, or there's something wrong with your mind or whatever. But learning and seeing a lot of I guess stuff on television. I see it as an outlet, and it's needed for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's very good if you could get a therapist, if you could get yourself into a place where you could trust that and go into it. Then I think that's very good for your mind and very good for you. You could get a lot of stuff off your chest, and maybe even some answers that you need in life. You know what I'm saying? And some that don't even not even answered, but will still help you down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Things you never thought about.
Yeah. So my perspective now, going to a therapist is thumbs up and applaud. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Represent.
I get it next time.
I thought you were going to. I was waiting for you.
I was enchanted by the fingers. I was waiting to see. I wanted to see how the story was gonna end. You know, it was in slow mo. I was like,
What about you, sir?
what are we talking about? Communication.
Therapy.
Oh, therapy. I guess everybody could do some therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's really helping you, but for me personally, I don't know. It's too personal for me. I don't want people get too familiar. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just too close.
Yeah, that's why I said if you could get yourself to that place.
It's one of those reasons why I kind of dodged it. Because I'm like, I'm not going to speak to a stranger about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt like, I don't know who believes in what here, but, you know, I had God.
Yes.
So I felt like as long as I had God, I was all right.
Yeah.
That's how my mom kind of taught me growing up, my grandma.
Yes. That's big, man. Trust me.
But now that I'm at the stage that I'm at in life, maybe talking to a stranger that doesn't know me at all might give a different perspective. You know?
Yeah, straight up.
What were we gonna say?
I was going to say I experienced it myself. And coming from a spiritual background, it was something very odd to me. But I would hope when you do start your sessions, you go in with no expectation. Because I felt like I've left those places more open than I was, and there's no solution. This is still just a person who gets paid to listen to you. You know what I mean? So if you're investing your answers in this person, you won't get what you want from it. But you are given a space to speak. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, sometimes we're not in an area which we can speak very honestly without critical
especially by people you know.
feedback.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Being judged and
But
criticized.
I would, just because I care about you, I would tell you, don't go in this with expectations, but look at it as a forum. And through any forum, you don't know what you're going to get from it. But you can leave there a lot more open and wounded than you did when you got there. Because you've now opened up some wounds that you have to leave with. This person doesn't have a band-aid or a solution for you. You just got in a forum to be able to speak words and things that you weren't able to express to others. So you may not, if you go in there with expectations, you may not come out with the equipment you may need to deal with the fact that you just opened up yourself. Because I left there a lot of times in therapy feeling, what the heck did I devote all this time to this person, and left feeling more empty than I did
More questions.
when I got there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back to what you were saying about your belief in whatever it is you believe in, I would just say if there's a higher power that you subscribe to, find out what the channel is to get to the communication between that higher power.
Yeah.
And I personally believe that scripture. Do you know what I mean? That's just my own personal, antidote, basically.
Yeah.
I've gone to scripture and watched scripture open up to me, and it had nothing to do with a pastor, it had nothing to do with any beliefs or any preconceived notions. It was just the scripture read things to me that I didn't feel before. And being open and sharing it with the therapist and not getting back solutions, I found scripture gave me a way to view myself without looking at the parameters that were set for me already. You know, being whoever you are, whether it's a white boy, a black boy, a young girl, a black girl, like, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that society, which we know we're programmed to be something, whatever it is outside of that I was feeling within myself, I was able to evaluate through scripture. And that's just my own antidote, but I'm not saying that's everybody else's. But you can't look to man, who is just as flawed as you, to give you a solution for something that is not humanity. It's not, you know,
Well
like
said.
if it's energy, you know what I mean? If it's
Well said.
energy and it's negative or positive, you can't expect a human perspective to be able to give you an answer to the balance between that energy. Do you know what I mean?
Well said.
Because man is just vapor. Like just like you or me, we're all flawed. We bleed the same. It doesn't matter who you are. So you're not going to be able to give me an answer, but you're going to give me an ear. I appreciate that. If I go into knowing that you're just listening to me, then I can understand I'm not going to come out with a solution. You know what I mean? But I am going to have now a perspective on the things that I've said, or knowing that someone else is listening to me now, so I'm going to be more observant
Yes.
as to how I project what I'm feeling.
Yes.
And in that is therapy itself,
Yes.
right? When
Yeah.
you're able to hear your own voice.
Yes.
And sometimes someone listening to you allows you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that's where therapy really lies,
Yes.
within that area. And I don't know how you have to attain that, but the listening part of communication is key because it's a skill. And it's not listening with
Yes.
objectives, it's
Yes.
listening with a clear ear as to what you're hearing and let it saturate throughout you as to what perspective you're going to take on this without judgment.
Yes.
You know, and I think that process is therapy.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter who you're speaking to, it could be you amongst yourself in the mirror. You can gain that.
Like camera.
Right.
Like camera. Right?
Every morning,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
gain that.
I am that.
Right.
Yeah.
You can gain
I've been
that.
trying that. I've been trying to look at myself in the mirror every day and be like,
You
"Yo,
have to.
You're all right.
Because if you can't stomach
You know?
yourself in the
Yeah, straight
mirror,
up.
how do you expect
You're
someone
that
else
guy.
to stomach
I'm that
you?
guy." Like you
Yeah.
gotta say that. You gotta believe it.
Yeah.
Like who's gonna believe it
That's
if you
true.
don't believe it?
That's true. You got to start
Yeah.
somewhere. So for
That's
real,
right.
that is
So
very
that's
good
my
to do.
only thing. Just because
Thank you.
I'm concerned, I want you to just go into this without any expectation and know that this is just an ear, and you can have that ear with any one of us,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just someone who cares literally about who you are and what's being projected to you and what you're projecting. I think that in itself is therapy, you know, and it doesn't matter who it is. And sometimes, yes, it takes a stranger, but does a stranger know you? Does a stranger care about you?
Yes.
So you have to also put that into perspective too. This person is being paid to be here. How much do they really care about you?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
As opposed to talking to someone who does literally care about your being and your spirituality and where you become in the next few years or that. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I feel you can attain that without going through sessions, right? But then you'd have to, again, like you said, speak to the people who, the right people.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
whatever
yes.
that is,
Yes.
in quotes, the right people. You know.
Thank
But
you.
I was very fearful of therapy and I tried it, and I'm not knocking it, but I did feel more wounded leaving than I did when I went in. Because I felt open, and now my wounds that I thought I healed are now well open, and this person has no solution for me, you know? So I'm not knocking it, but I do want anybody who takes therapy to take it with a grain of salt.
Yes.
It is not a solution. It is, like Dee said, an outlet. It's just a way for you to kind of vent
Yes.
if you don't have a way to do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But
Thank
if you have people who care about you, I'm offering myself as well as anybody else here that you can speak to us. We care about you, and I think that's a great way to start as well too.
I
Just
love that.
letting it out.
Well said.
Yeah, thank
Well
you.
said. Thank you. We're gonna pretty much wrap up, guys, and can we get some snaps for that? For everything that she said, because that was deep and very necessary information.
Represent.
100%. That's a beautiful perspective. Let's go around the table and give our last questions, individual questions that you guys might have. Any question before we to close off, if there's anything. Anything you wanna
Anything
ask?
from you, Bob?
Yeah, whether it's for me or for the show or anything you want to pose to the group, us.
Do you have any exciting guests coming up on the show? Anything you know? You want to put out there right now?
For the show, what's next is really to pitch the show to networks and stuff like that. That's going to be the focus. I have a bunch of people who have made requests to be on the show, but I haven't gotten back to them because we've been planning on stuff, right? So the next steps is to get the show on a bigger platform and to turn it into what my dream for it is. And I don't want to share all of that, but we're working on some things. The council's working on some things behind the scenes, and the show's not just a podcast, it's also an event series, but it can't complete that mission due to COVID right now. And of course, it has its blog component, so we're just going to try to bring it to another level and continue to have people on the show, and everyday people, but also notable guests as well. So that's the plan.
Nice.
After this episode, you'll be continuing with the 51.
51, yeah.
Alright.
What about you? Any questions, sir? Anything you want to post to the group or anything?
I'm okay.
I was thinking it out.
I think this was a beautiful conversation.
Turn
Good
the mic
times.
around. Turn the mic around.
Beautiful conversation and good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on this beautiful 50th episode.
Go. I was turning it.
Yeah. Congratulations for sure. You've come a long way. Keep it going. Keep it moving, as I like to say. That's my new motto since COVID started. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate both of you guys. And the missus in the background. My final question for everybody is, you know my therapy. You know what my therapy is going to look like and has been. You know, the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
If not in the formal way for you guys, what is therapy to you in your life? What is therapy for you? You know mine. You know what it's going to look like. You know what I got right now. What I look at as therapy for me. So what's therapy for you? Music is therapy for me. Writing things down, getting things out. In your life right now, what's therapy for you? And we'll end on that.
What's therapy for me right now is taking a long shower.
Easy.
That's my therapy right now. Taking a shower and relaxing, pondering to myself, contemplating, wondering my next move.
I also like to ponder.
Yeah, thinking about how I'm going to try to take over the world.
Quiet. I love quiet. Like when I wake up super early when everybody's still asleep in my family. And at first it took me a while to get used to it, but now I love it. That's my therapy time. I get to read, I get to look at YouTube videos I've been wanting to watch with no one around that I could take in. I get to do different things. I get to exercise. I get to do whatever I want to do, you know? And that helps. And I like greenery. Like just being out in nature is so relaxing.
Trust.
Yeah.
That's like you reconnect.
Yeah. I got a couple of bridges with waters under them near my house, you know? You just simple little, it's not even that far, it's 2 minutes away. I just go there and I'm just like, that's wicked. So those two things help a lot. And getting back to my theme for the night, I guess, is like living in that moment, even when you're with your kids, and just enjoying everything about that moment you have with your kids. So that's good therapy for me. When you realize, holy shit, this is what it's all for, right? So yeah.
That's what it's all for. And what about you, miss? You want to share your therapy, what your therapy is right now?
I like seeing other people happy. You know what I mean? I like seeing growth, watching you guys do this. I like to be a part of something from its conception, and even if it's just in thought, you know, I appreciate just people opening up and sharing. So it's big for me, but it's always, for some reason, projected when it's from someone else. My joy always comes in seeing it in someone else. So I don't know how to break that. I've tried to think about myself, and I don't like it. You know, and I may not be projecting that, but within myself, I really take joy in watching other people have joy. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. This is 50. I'll see you in another 50.
Yeah, all right,
We'll
brother.
do it at episode 100.
Yes.
Hit that?
I just did.
Oh, it's turned down, I think. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the
Yeah,
slogan.
the other button too.
Show this one.
That's the laughter one. I like that one. That's my favorite one. This one. We have some other. There are some other effects too, but.
This one.
they're
Dave,
not
make a
as
joke.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you know the slogan. You are the Who and How Club. We are the Who and How Club. And I am the Who and How Club. This has been episode 50. Without you, without me, there is no we. We are the who's and hows of this world.
Yes,
That's why we focus on who you are and how you became the who that you are on this show when we have conversations like the ones we had tonight. So thank you for supporting. Cheers to 50, guys.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Speed up, speed up.
Cheers.
And here's to another 50.
Straight up.
Bigger moves. You've been listening to the Who and How Club. It's your boy Arys Dejan signing off. We'll touch base in a week, y'all. One.
Night, folks.
One more time.
Both you and Pancho listening to like really landed,
I
bro.
pray to God there are no tough. I don't know why, but every time we're gonna do something big, there's a fucking technical.
Did that tape?
It taped, yeah, we're good. But like, look how loud we are, bro. So I hope the sound came out good. You see how like it shouldn't be that fucking.
Oh,
Red.
Yeah, that means our mics are kind of loud, but they're not really. It's just it's weird tonight. And then also we couldn't hear the intro. We're supposed to hear the intro play.
Yeah, so you
I don't know what happened there.
is this still on or is that that's been off?
I don't know. I don't know. I swear it should be off. It's still on.